I remember the very first time I looked at him.
We went to a bar in Fort Lauderdale called Cathode Ray.
My parents are not gonna let me go. It's a Wednesday, it's late. They're not gonna let me go to a bar in Fort Lauderdale, but they did, and I went. He was like right next to me, and I was walking by, and I looked at him.
We started talking and laughing, and there was definitely chemistry happening.
It was on.
I love just being out in the city. Sometimes I just branch off somewhere. You never really know what you're gonna find. Moving here happened very fast.
Me and V have been together for 8 years. Once he moved up with me in Orlando, we asked ourselves, why are we here?
I was just sitting at home. I was itching to do something and to get out of there.
Somewhere along the lines, we kind of forgot you should be doing what you love in life. I was sitting there in my friend's apartment. I kind of noticed there has to be more to than coming over to someone's house, ordering food and drinking. And at that very moment, I texted him and I made a declaration.
It was like the end of August or something, and he's like, we're moving to New York in a month.
We moved on September 22nd. Buying the plane ticket one way, it felt so real. First time I got to push that button, the one way, and here we are.
We are at the Whitney Museum at the restaurant Untitled. My manager here.
I'm coming in at 9, so maybe I'll work the double.
I grew up in Rio, in Brazil, born and raised. Lived until I was about 10. My life was always very family-oriented. My family's very close, both my mom's side and my dad's side.
I said I'm gonna finish school and I'm gonna get this job. And I got the job like 3 weeks into culinary school, which was kind of reality check for me. It made me realize where I am and what I can accomplish. In the long run for my career, I would hope to make restaurants more efficient so that people can really focus on their passion in restaurants and with food.
My parents are from Cuba. I'm a first-generation American. I was born in South Florida. My dad's side of the family came on a raft, and my mom's side of the family won the lottery to leave Cuba, and they met over here. They were married for about 5 years, and my dad was kind of absent in my life. Hardly ever saw him. My mom was more of my staple parent, but more so was my grandmother. She's the one who really raised me. Seeing my parents divorce, marry, divorce, it was like an outward cycle that in the end was to teach me what a relationship is. And it wasn't until I got to meet V's family that I started to understand what a family is. Vitor is passionate beyond any measure that I could ever find in someone. He's kind, he's sensitive, he knows how to laugh, he knows how to be silly, he knows how to love. He inspires me. It's kind of like a mirror. I always know where I am in the world by looking at where we are together. That's what's awesome about our relationship.
We go on swings.
We know how to be fun.
I was like 17, 18 years old when I met him. To say that I was okay with being with just one person for the rest of my life scared me.
My priority is always for him to be happy. So early on in the relationship, when I knew that I was going to get serious, took him to lunch and I told him that I absolutely know that I want to be with you. So I proposed that we have an open relationship.
I realized that I didn't want sex to be the reason that it ended. Let's deal with what we want to do deep inside and then see what happens to the both of us after we do that, you know?
There has to be a foundation and a level of trust. And if you're completely honest about it, there's no reason at all that you can't be explorative with sexuality.
A lot of people ask us like, oh, aren't you scared of realizing that you like someone else more than you like this person? It's like, no, because I'm not insecure about my relationship. It took us on this like really interesting journey. And it's something that's declined over time, which is why we think it's something that's helped us. We will be open, but we won't be actively open, if that makes any sense. At the end of the day, what it made me realize was that you can't try to build your relationship around rules and things that other people came up with. You have to do what you need to do. You have to create your own scenario, you know? So for us, specifically, it's something that brought us together and, you know, it took us to a good spot.
Can we all migrate to the next room? I need all of you to be able to see this screen. All right. Every time my birthday comes along, I stop and I gauge what chapter I'm on in life by looking around and seeing who's around me. Friends are amazing. They help us grow. And then there are soulmates. Aww. Without them, we are nothing. They help us grow at an unprecedented level, pushing our deepest desires and flaws to the surface so they can be addressed and conquered, all while delivering a never-ending amount of unconditional love. V is my only constant in life, and he has been for the past 8 years. 8 years that have felt timeless. I enjoy nothing more in life than waking up and seeing his smile beaming at me. He is the root of my strength, my courage, and my desire to succeed in life. Can you please stand up?
Shouldn't that Spice Girl song be?
Yeah. Hold on, y'all. You're the sunrise and sunset to my life. You're the wind that pushes me towards greatness. Look at me. You are the greatest gift I've ever received. For all this and more, I ask you to roll the dice and swear your eternal love for me.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. Will you marry me?
Oh my God.
I know, I'm waiting.
Although you're not on one knee yet.
We met on a night where we weren't supposed to have met. There were a lot of weird circumstances that ended up being what it is now. Sometimes when you do those things you think you shouldn't do, amazing things happen, so. That's it.
I can't imagine a world without him in it. I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine.
I read this quote the other day that said, "Walk to the edge of the cliff, jump off, and build your wings on the way down." That's how I've learned to live because of Danny.